Yes, yes. Hell, I know. We've been fighting and praying for a while.
Okay, great.
That was so good. Isn't that wonderful?
I was so tired. I was so tired. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Thank you, Lord. Oh,
Gotta rejoice in
yes, yes, I thank you. I give you all the glory, the honor, and the praise.
come to Holt's on my
Yes, sir.
You need some noise on the screen.
Everybody there quick.
Okay. Thank you. So do we know what game? Okay.
Let's go outside. We'll talk outside. Greetings. Once again, this is the Get To Free Press with George Boston Rhines. As you know, Commissioner Olivia Pearson was found not guilty by a jury of her peers in Jessup, Georgia. The case was moved from Coffee County because they couldn't get justice there, according to some of the citizens there, because of things that they will have to explain to you. And so I just want to say to you, the next videos is a continuation of a series of videos that I'm doing. I'm continuing to paint the picture that in the state of Georgia there is a pattern. Let me correct that. There is a white pattern and practice to remove black elected officials from office. There is a pattern and practice to control, suppress, and abate all black voters in the state of Georgia, and we have documented proof. But in South Georgia and the state of Georgia, if not in the United States of America, the white-owned, the white-controlled, and white-dominated news media networks refuse to even connect the dots to show all of this disgraceful attention that state leaders are thrusting upon black voters and black elected officials. Not even CSN, not MSNBC, CNN, ABC, Nightline, Dateline, 60 Minutes. None of them care that your son serves on foreign lands to defend this country. But they don't have a news media that will tell and report the truth in the black community. This has been well documented. This is not a figment of my imagination. You know that I have proven that over and over and over and over and over, and you continue. And yet, the news media don't even feel the least bit embarrassed. Don't feel the least bit embarrassed that I have professionally documented with videos with other people talking, not just me, not just me, not just my friends, not just Mary Ann Whippaloo, but across the state of Georgia that reaches down into Madison, Florida, that I have recorded, and I was called to New Orleans to go down there and got the big picture recorded. But do you not know that 60 Minutes, MSNBC, even with Al Sharpton, the Democratic Party here in Georgia, Chairman DuBose Porter, the Secretary of State Brian P. Kemp, the Governor, Georgia General Assembly, all the way up to Eric Holder under President Barack Obama's administration. All myself, along with Representative Tyrone Brooks, along with Reverend Jesse Jackson, attorney out of Atlanta, Reverend Joseph Lowry, we provided the facts to all of these local, state, and national leaders. And do you not know, they turned thumbs down on people like Olivia Pearson that you saw the other day crying in the courtroom. Now, do you know my pain When I watched that black woman in Jessup last week crying in the courtroom about all the stress that she was under, and these damn black civil rights leaders and organizations, for the most part, even these black attorneys who should feel the pain that I feel in my heart for all of these people from Madison, Florida. If you want to go to New Orleans, you can go to New Orleans and come forward all the way up to North Georgia with Augusta and Athens to see how they are stopping, suppressing, and removing black mayors and elected officials from office even after they are elected. But no news media. No news media in the United States of America will connect the dots. And I'm here to tell you, active duty Marines, active duty Air Force, active duty Navy people, outstanding, all of you, Army, Coast Guard, all of you active duty people who took an oath and obligation to defend this country. You put your life on the line. But I'm asking you to re-examine your commitment to this country when this country continuously and boldly ignore you, your children, your mothers, your fathers, your sisters, your brothers, and then the news media won't even report your news to the general public. Therefore, all these mothers and fathers have to suffer. Some dying from the stress. Listen, some of them are dying from the stress. And some of them have contemplated suicide. Suicide from what the state of Georgia and Secretary of State Brian P. Kemp and the Attorney General are thrusting upon black folk. And they don't have a news media, including the Atlanta Journal and Constitution, including the Atlanta Journal and Constitution, including 60 Minutes, 48 Hours, and those that you got so much confidence in. When it come down to them reporting the truth, they turn their head the other way. Now, call me a liar. I have challenged all of the people that I'm calling to call me in and sit me down and prove that I'm lying before the American people and the world. And when you call me in, I don't want to speak. I want to get these black people that have been abused and mistreated and ran and driven out of office. Some of them I can't get because they in prison and they violated no law, just like the Equipment 10+2 would have went to jail or prison. Mayor Ann Whippaloo in Gordon, Georgia would have went to jail or prison. And I'm telling you, but who cares anymore? And what gets me, the people condemn me for trying to help them, their mother, their father, their sister, and their brothers. But I enjoy the pain. Because all of us can't go to sleep at the wheel. In the case of Kendrick Johnson here in Valdosta, Georgia, and I'm gonna quit because I want y'all to watch the next video. But I'm pregnant and I can't give birth, so you know I'm in pain, but not a pain that me and God cannot wrestle with. And so I'm telling you, I got other people now who have standing beside me. And they are waiting because they're going to start doing the same identical thing. We are going to expose not only to the people in Valdosta, Lowndes County, and all these other communities that I've been working in. We're going to expose to the American people that you don't have no news media. You don't have no damn free presses, man. You ain't got no open government in the courtroom. These judges shutting down the freedom of the press, and these news media and television stations won't even assist the people when the judges shut down social media members of the press, because they know that the news that we have in this country, I didn't know it until I went and got a little badge. I don't have it with me. That's when I found out that we got the best news in America that money can buy. And so if you're in the clique, and if you're among the slicks, and if you got the money, but if you don't have the money, and if you're not in the clique and among the slicks, you ain't got no news to be reported. They turn their head the other way. Lula Smart, Equipment 10+2 court case, a 19-day voting rights disgraceful courting case that they hyped up on them 12 people. And I'm telling you the truth, that was the disgrace of this nation. 19 days, not one TV camera, ABC, NBC, CBS, MS, no damn newspaper showed up, no television station. The Equipment Free Press came, I think, 1 or 2 days. I'm telling y'all. So I'm asking the question, as a retired military veteran, I'm asking you a question. What in heaven are you letting your boys go on foreign battlefields to fight for? See, yesterday, our eyes was closed. Yesterday, we couldn't see because they had denied us to get an education for over 400 years, yet our ancestors were not banned from getting education in the ancient schools of ancient Akebulan. And they were the builders of the pyramids that civilized the world, but they flipped the script because they care more. They care more about a dollar than they do human or even animalistic life here on the planet. Look, y'all, sit back, relax, and let me talk a little bit more. Because before it's over, we're going to go back, we're going to get the district attorney, the Judge Spivey, another judge in Toombs County. Believe me, I want to get on him real bad, but I'm saving him to be the cream of the crop. But I want Judge Richard Porter III sleeping on the stand. The news media, TV station was right there, but they didn't report nothing to you about it. And yet he going to decide a case when he's sleeping in the case, and not one newspaper or not one television station out of many would even report that to the general public. And yet they sit up there with their long robes on, talking about they are striving to esquire and judges, high honor, and all of that kind of stuff, when in truth they know. And I don't know what these black judges, I mean these black judges and these black lawyers and these black police officers, I really don't even know how they stay in business, man. My conscience was tearing me up so bad because from what I know, and I know they know much more than me, so I know y'all under a lot of stress. And I know you want to provide for your family, but sooner or later, you all going to have to pass that information to somebody, and somebody going to have to tell it, or you going to end up with a stroke, heart attack, high blood pressure, diabetes, or death. Not because somebody came after you, because there's still something within you, if you are breathing, called a soul. A soul. Now, we know that some people got big churches, but when it comes down to doing what God wants us to do for our fellow human beings and preserving the planet, they are nowhere to be found. Y'all excuse me. Now let's get to the video. Peace be unto you. I talk like this because I love this nation. If you don't love this nation, then you won't stand up for what's right. You'll go along to get along. You'll go out and bury your head in the sand like the legend concerning the ostrich bird and pretend that you're in heaven while you catching hell and all your backside is out and people laughing at you because they know you're scared as hell. Now get ready, get ready, get ready. Stop laughing. Give me some time. What you think about the verdict, man? What do you think about the verdict?
Well, let me tell you about the verdict.
Be brief now, be brief.
Okay, brief. The verdict was a foregone conclusion from the time that liars put together a lie to try to hurt a grandmother and try to hurt a black woman who has been representing her community for over 18 years. So it was a foregone conclusion when they came up with this trash. They spent our money on this mess for no reason at all, and we need to let the world know we tired of them destroying poor people with this law thing they got. The law was why Jesus came, because these fools had taken the law and disturbed it to the point that it was as ridiculous as it was with this thing.
Thank you very much, Zach.
God
Thank
bless
you so
you,
much.
man.
Thank you.
Fine, girl. Go on, eat some bologna and be done.
Come on, you. God bless you, sister.
My God, my Most High God.
Praise God.
And he kept telling me he was going to bring me out. He kept telling me he was going to bring me out. God is a God of his word.
Yes.
You just stand on him and do what's right. Lord, I thank you today.
Yes, God bless
my
you.
children can stop worrying about it.
Amen.
Lord, I thank you. I can spend time with my grandchildren in peace. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for all my supporters.
What do you think about this verdict, my brother?
I love it.
That's all you love it? All right.
That point, Butler was his name.
Right.
What do you think about the verdict?
Not
guilty.
All right. What do you think about the
I
verdict?
think it was long overdue, not guilty. We had to come to a whole nother county to get justice. We couldn't get justice in Coffee County. We had to come to a whole nother county to seek out justice because the people in our own county who my mama helped and who she fight for, they don't see it. We had to come to a whole nother county to seek out justice, to seek out a not guilty verdict. We came, she saw, she conquered right here.
And let me ask you a question. And though the judge did not let the Get To Free press into the
He wouldn't allow
courtroom,
the press to come in and see the truth, be televised. He wouldn't allow it to come in.
and now that it's over, is there any news media here other than the Get To Free press?
No
So
news
do you
media.
think there's a possibility
This
that
needs
they
to
didn't
be on-
want this?
they
They
didn't
didn't want this
They
on
didn't
6
want it.
o'clock news.
They didn't want it.
They didn't want this on 11 o'clock news. Can I say that?
You can say it, brother.
Know that the truth prevailed in this matter and that God was able to do what man couldn't do, and he came out with the truth and set her free.
All right. Thank you so
Truth
much.
is what set her free.
Thank you. Excuse me. Can I get y'all to see? I just want y'all in the video. You know what I mean? You know me.
Yeah.
Okay. Excuse me. What do y'all think about the verdict today?
I am overjoyed.
Overjoyed. And you gave a little short testimony, did you not?
Yes, character reference.
Yes, sir. And you say you're a retired captain?
Retired Lieutenant Colonel.
I knew that. I just wanted to hear it again from you. And you all drove all the way over from where? Brunswick. And let me ask you another question, my beautiful sister over there. Why is it that there was no news media here? Do they not want the news published?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure they
You're
don't want to
here.
hear about
Oh, yeah, I'm here. All right.
I'm pretty sure they don't want to hear about this.
All right, y'all take care. Thank you so much. Good seeing y'all again.
Let God bless the racist city of Jessup.
Douglas, Coffee County, somebody said earlier, lady said a few minutes ago that it's a shame they had to leave Coffee County to come to another county to try to get justice because they couldn't get it there in their own county.
Yeah.
Isn't that sad? Thank you so much.
Good night.
What's your name once again?
Bill McNutt.
And you served your country well, did you not?
I tried.
Name the wars you say with the conflicts that you served in.
World War II,
Yes, sir.
Korea, and Vietnam.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for your service, my brother.
Sometimes we get our
More
meals paid
welcome.
for by people that don't even know it.
What'd you say now? What'd you say?
If he wears his hat,
Yeah.
sometimes he gets his meals paid for.
Isn't that beautiful? All right, y'all take care now. Zach, I know you're a veteran,
Yes, sir.
but I'm asking you this question because I was in the courtroom. No other news media was there.
That's correct.
But I really want you to say what I just heard you say it here, this group of us celebrating the victory of this commissioner who God used
Yes, sir.
to show Secretary of State Brian P. Kemp
Yes, sir.
and the rest of those in the clique and among the slicks
Yes, sir.
what God can do.
Yes, sir.
God just wanted to show them, just like all these other people that they brought up on charges,
That's
bogus charges, I might
That's
add.
right.
But you said something. I want you to say it again, and I want you to say it in your own words. Who represented this commissioner, and how did they get to Coffee County? Just start at the beginning and tell us because if somebody is willing, if an organization, whether the NAACP is willing to stand up, but they need to be known. Come on with it.
Yes, sir. We have a relationship with the Southern Center for Human Rights. And that center is absolutely one of the only pathways to hope for justice in this state. The state of Georgia is absolutely vulgar in the way it treats its citizens in terms of justice. When we were first in the courtroom in Douglas, and we viewed the things that was happening in terms of her representation in that particular trial, we knew that we had just escaped by the skin of our teeth. So when the trial was over, the first thing we did was made a beeline and said, Southern Center for Human Rights, Sarah, Gerald, all them other folk up there with them bad people on that little narrow street in Atlanta, Georgia, we needs us some help. I'm a Gullah Geechee. I crack of the teeth to play dumb to get smart, but I ain't stupid. We went running to Atlanta, and Atlanta come running to us. And today, because of the work that the Southern Center for Human Rights did in this case, it pointed the way to justice for a whole bunch of things happening in the state of Georgia. Yes. It wasn't the NAACP.
That's what I was about to say. Go ahead. Yes, sir. It wasn't the
It wasn't
SCLC.
NAACP. It wasn't SCLC.
It wasn't SNCC.
It wasn't SNCC.
It wasn't the Congressional Black
No, sir.
Caucus.
It wasn't the Congressional Black
Wasn't
Caucus.
Al Sharpton.
No, sir. It was this particular group of people who made a decision that they were going to take on this injustice, and they know they set the stage because the rumps of this world had made a decision that they were going to set up all of these cases through Brian Kemp and the Secretary of State's office and the Attorney General of Georgia, that what they were going to do is bring up all these fraudulent charges about voter registration for intimidation in the black community. And thank God for the Southern Center for Human Rights.
Woo! There it is! Woo! There it is! That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you. Thank you, Lord.
Miss Pearson, is there something you would like to say?
I just give God all the glory. I thank my team of attorneys, Southern Center for Human Rights. This lady took time out of her day on a Sunday.
Yeah, I remember that.
Going down to Florida. Where were you headed?
I can't remember.
You go. But she called me and asked me if I'd meet with her on that Sunday morning, and we went and had dinner, lunch, and called me back a few days later, said, we'll represent you. We want to represent you if you'll let us. And I said, most definitely.
What?
And I tell you, I just thank God. God has been in this the whole time, because it was nobody but God that put them in my path. Nobody but God. Nobody but God. And my supporters to stand by me. I just give God all the glory. Thank all of y'all for what y'all have done.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Olivia, let me say one thing.
Yes, sir. Okay.
I want to give a special thanks and special recognition to the McNutts, okay?
That's true.
Yes.
They have been with
Stand
us.
together. Stand together.
These folks here.
Thank you.
No, for real.
Didn't do it.
Thank
No,
you, Bill.
but think I want to give a special thanks.
Yes, y'all did.
When we first
Y'all did a
introduced
lot.
you to them,
Turn on this way, and they were to the meeting.
when we had first introduced the McNutts to you,
Yes, sir.
Mayor Pro Tem, okay? When she first saw you, Bill first saw you, heard your story, we had our gathering in Brunswick, she fell in love with you and she wanted to do any and everything. She worked the hell out of me for 3 days straight. 3 days straight she worked the hell out of me. We got to go see Olivia.
But I'm going to tell you something else.
They
I'm
were very
gonna tell you
instrumental.
something else,
Thank you
too.
to all y'all support.
The testimony of this colonel and that preacher,
Yes.
it sealed the honesty deal. Okay?
It did.
And I'm going to tell you something. That little slick boy from Mark,
Mark.
when he used you as a grandmother up there, it was over.
Okay.
Mark comes from the
Okay.
best law school in this country. NYU, not Harvard,
Okay.
not Michigan State.
Georgia,
Hey,
Not-
I went to Michigan.
Well, Michigan is one of those.
Don't mess up now. You're doing good. But don't mess up.
But the thing that happened in the state of Georgia, the crooks all come from well, I can't say that no more.
The University of Georgia.
Because Gerald told me that he went to the University of Georgia, so I got to clean up my act with that a little bit. But when you have the team that you have coming from other law schools, from around the country like NYU and Michigan,
Yeah.
and maybe Harvard. I wouldn't trust Harvard myself, but Howard. Okay, when you come to these kind of law schools, you have a different mindset.
Yeah.
Georgia, the University of Georgia, if you ain't Gerald Weber, they have Confederate tint on how they view the law. Okay, it's just like Negroes and the Bible. They view the Bible through the theology of slavery, the master's way of you thinking and praising God. Okay, I don't teach that shit. I teach liberation theology.
I've been dragged across the desert in my bare feet, with no food or water, with nowhere to sleep. Been ridiculed and abused, wrongfully accused. What more can they do to me? What more can they do to me? I've been locked up with no reason why. had to look straight into my enemy's eyes. Been stripped from my head to my toe. Nobody seems to know. What more can they do to me? What more can they do to me?
I say something. The judge said, "Come on." And he told I had sent this. I filed this faxes over to the certified.
No,
to the clerk,
girl,
you know.
I'm putting
The
it
judge,
in the
you
book and
know,
all.
the judge, I said, "This is what the law says." I've been through this many a time.
But you know what it happened is, he had messed around and let you in the courtroom the last time.
And you realize he made a mistake.
That's what that. He said, "I'll walk you down the hallway."
Thank you, babe. I love you too.
Go ahead, bro. Come on, finish what you mean.
He said, "I was
I ain't gonna
walking."
forget him.
Living. He walked. He said his paper, right?
I ain't gonna forget him, I'm just saying.
Really?
Because she was there to help me out with selling dinners and
Yes,
stuff.
sir.
So she
He still had his paper. I was walking down the hallway the last time. He a good showmanship too.
Yeah.
He said, "I walking down the hallway the last time."
Yeah.
We went through this.
Yeah.
And this is the same thing. I did the same thing, but this is what the law said. I say something. The judge said, "Come on." And he told I had sent this. I filed this faxes over to the certified.
No,
to the clerk,
girl,
you know.
I'm putting
The
it in
judge,
the book and all.
the judge, I said, "This is what the law says." I've been through this many a time.
But you know what it happened is, he had messed around and let you in the courtroom the last time.
And you realize he made a mistake.
He said, "That's what that." He said, "I'll walk you down the hallway."
Thank you, babe. I love you too.
Go ahead, bro. Come on, finish what you mean.
He said, "I was
I ain't gonna
walking."
forget him.
Living. He walked. He said his paper, right?
I ain't gonna forget him, I'm just saying.
Really?
Because she was there to help me out with selling dinners and
Yes,
stuff.
sir.
So she
He still had his paper. I was walking down the hallway the last time. He a good showmanship too.
Yeah.
He said, "I walking down the hallway the last time."
Yeah.
We went through this.
Yeah.
And this is the same thing. I did the same thing, but this is what the law said. Oh, that cracker glass over there.
And you know something, I'm
So here's what really got him. Here's what really got him. See, he thought he had brushed me off,
Let me come back in a little
and I
while.
raised my hand.
That's
Yeah.
right.
When, see, I won't let it push me away like
That's right.
that.
That's
Yeah.
When
right.
I raised my
But
hand,
see, that is at the heart of why you win. That you never, ever bend or give up.
That's right.
See,
You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
That's what sets this apart
now,
Yes.
from Corrine Brown's shit.
see,
Yeah.
never give up.
Yeah.
That's right.
What he did to you,
That's right.
he thought he embarrassed you.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
He
right.
embarrassed you, but you said right there patient. Okay? You said right there patient. You with your little pad, and your sister was there, you know what I'm saying? And that ate him, but you moved from the third seat to the front.
I didn't know you watching that.
Oh yeah. Hey, Bishop Bruce can watch everything.
When I saw the foods, I said right in front of District Attorney's face, too, when they walking in the crowd.
Oh yeah.
I said, y'all son of a bitch, you set y'all damn self up.
And they
I said, y'all won that case, what?
Go ahead, bro. What you talking about?
But they did.
Go
But
ahead.
they did.
This is the Ghetto Free Press, and I'm George Boston Rhines, and I just received the breaking news that we have a new mayor in Quitman, Georgia. Much like the Quitman 10+2, Nancy Dennard being the first president of the Brooks County Board of Education, and now we have James Brown III, the first Black African-American mayor of Quitman, Georgia. First of all, we acknowledge that black does not make it right, but right always make it right. We must understand that the Quitman 10+2 brought Brooks County the first black majority in the history of that county. And as you know, the Quitman 10+2 was brought up on charges of alleged voter fraud, and after nearly 3 years, only one have had their day in court, and it ended up a mistrial. With all that has happened, with all of the complaints, with the elections in the past and identified problems at a particular meeting on July the 17th, 2012, highlighted major problems with the Brooks County Board of Elections, yet Secretary of State Brian P. Kemp were informed through formal complaint forms, given a DVD, among other detailed problems. And until this date, the people of Brooks County are still awaiting a response from Georgia Secretary of State and Glenn Austin, who was an investigator that came down from Macon at the bequest of the Secretary of State, yet nothing has been done. Moreover, the meeting was a total whiteout, and very little to nothing was done. This is the Ghetto Free Press, keeping you informed, because it is in time. It is indeed time that the people in South Georgia know the truth. To James Brown III, thank you to all your family that came down from New York and other places to congratulate you on your victory. As a graduate of Washington Street High School myself, from Brooks County, I say to you, as the Muslims say, Alhamdulillah. And to the Jews, I just say Shalom to you. And as the Christians, I say peace and blessings be upon you and to all the great worthies that helped you in your campaign.
I was so tired. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Thank you, Lord. Oh,
Gotta rejoice in
yes, I thank you. I give you all the glory, the honor, and the praise.
come to Holt's all day.
Yes, sir.
You get some noise on the
Okay. Thank you.
So do we know what day the hotel is?
Okay.
Let's go outside. We'll talk outside.
Witnesses lied on the stand.
Yes.
The Georgia Bureau of Investigation lied on the stand.
That's right.
Yes.
Falsified documents.
That's right.
Yes.
The Secretary of State lied on the stand.
Yes.
Boone from the post office, who started this whole mess, lied on the stand.
Yes.
All to try to make these citizens look guilty. Good evening, how you doing? First of all, I'd like to say that we commend the Pittman team plus 2 for the way they handled themselves during this. The thing about it that was so beautiful is that it was all of us. And they had a wonderful team. Sister Lewis and Nancy Denner, Mrs. Simmons from Atlanta, and Attorney King. They made those people look like amateurs.
Amen.
Let me give you a little background. But I'm so thankful to the Pittman team plus 2 that they did not take a plea bargain.
Amen.
Amen. If they had been convicted of one crime, that would have been a felony on their records, and they would have been messed up for life. My prayer to God was total exoneration, innocent on all counts, and God brought us through.
Sure did.
I want to give you a little background. On December 2010, 10 citizens of Quitman, Georgia were arrested and accused of voter fraud. These citizens was arrested unceremoniously, put in orange jumpsuits, their names splattered all over the newspaper, the television, the radio, and this was only an indictment. An indictment is only an accusation, but yet these citizens were presumed guilty before there was even a trial. Amen. And we must understand that every citizen is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. When they was arrested, we thank God for the community that came together. And the first meeting was held at Bethlehem Church. We thank God for Bethel for opening their doors. I was the pastor there. We also like to thank our good friend Floyd Rose. Stand up, Pastor. God always have people in place when you need them the most. He is a stalwart in the civil rights movement. He knew what to do. He even named the equipment 10. Amen. He showed us how to get this movement organized. And we thank God for him. He's from the SCLC. Amen. We thank God for them and Tyrone Brooks coming down and helping us. Also, during this movement, the NAACP was started here. And that was to, there might be future cases that might come up, and we'll have an organization in place to make sure we can handle this situation. Now, the United States Constitution guarantees each person equal protection under the law. The United States Constitution guarantees that every person of our nation is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. The rights of these citizens were violated. Amen.
Yes, sir.
And what angers me so is the fact that Sister Latasha Head died with these accusations hanging over her head.
Yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir.
yet there are still, with her, 11 people that still have to be tried. This case has been going on for 4 years.
Sir.
Now, you have to understand one thing, and that is, every person is entitled to a speedy trial. Their rights was violated. Now, why did it take over 4 years to bring these people to justice? It's because they didn't have a case.
Right.
Amen.
That's right.
They didn't have a case. They were hoping that they would take the plea. But when they didn't do that, they had to prove their case. And if you were in the courtroom,
That's right.
you would have seen one of the biggest fiascos you ever wanted to see in your life.
Oh, yes.
That's right.
Oh, yes.
The witnesses lied on the stand.
Yes.
The Georgia Bureau of Investigation lied on the stand.
That's right.
Yes.
Falsified documents.
That's right.
Yes.
The Secretary of State lied on the stand.
Yes.
Boone from the post office, who started this whole mess, lied on the stand,
Yes.
all to try to make these citizens look guilty.
My Lord.
But thank God that we have a God who sits high.
Come on now.
And he
Yes,
looks
sir.
down.
That's right.
Yes, Lord. Yes,
Lord.
Lord.
That's right.
The sad thing about this case is Governor Deal, who's the leader of the state of Georgia, left the state capital to come down here and suspend people who were elected to the school board.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
This election was certified
Yes, sir.
and without due process of law.
That's right.
Every person is entitled to due process of law.
Yes.
That's right.
But he's put it upon himself to suspend Dr. Nancy Dana who has a doctor's degree.
Yes, sir.
Sister Diane Thomas, who has a master's degree.
Earned.
And Sister Linda Troutman.
Yes, Lord.
They treated us like, you got to excuse me for saying us. Because I was just as angry as they were.
That's right. That's right.
Every citizen in Brooks County should have been angry.
Upset.
Come on now.
Yes, sir.
For the way they treated our citizens.
Yes, sir.
But yet many people didn't get involved because, number one, you thought they was guilty because the white man said they was.
Woo! There it is! Woo! Woo! There it is! Come on now.
Woo, there it is.
That's all right.
That's it.
Woo!
And you're scared.
Come on now. That's it. That's it.
My question is, how are you going to get the horse back into the barn?
That's right.
These people's names have been tarnished, their reputation besmirched. They have been talked about, accused of different things. And now they are proven innocent. How are you going to get the horse back in the... How will you restore these people good name and reputation? How are we going to do that? We need to look at that and see what we can do to help them restore their good name. One thing that most people didn't understand, and I'm getting ready to close, were that when the G.B.R, the Secretary of State, canvassed the community, they tried to strike fear in the heart of the black community.
Woo! Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
They didn't want you to vote.
That's right.
They especially didn't want you to vote absentee because those absentee ballots can be accounted for.
Yes, sir. Paper
That's
trail.
right. Paper
This
trail.
trial proved that there was corruption downtown.
That's right.
If it wasn't for the absentee ballots, it never would have been uncovered.
That's right.
Many people don't understand that when those incumbents were declared the winner that night and woke up and had lost the election that next day, it's because they didn't intend to count the absentee ballots.
That's right. That's right.
But God prevailed. Amen.
Amen.
The prosecution changed the wording on the ballots to prosecute Lula Smart. The language was not there in 2010. They changed it
My Lord, my Lord.
That's right.
on the ballot to make it look like she was guilty. The prosecution suppressed evidence.
Yes, sir.
They hid evidence.
Show they did. I'm a witness.
Amen. Show them. Speak it. Tell the truth.
I believe that we ought to demand, as concerned citizens,
Yes.
that they drop the charges on every remaining member. What's so amazing is that Sister Dana and all of the workers on the poll had been trained.
Yes.
They knew what to do. But yet they tried to make it look like they were incompetent. But God prevailed.
Amen.
Few of the fallacies of this trial, and then I'm going to sit down. And I don't know about you, but I got angry when I looked. I didn't even vote absentee ballot that time. And here come the G.B.R. and the Secretary of State knocking on my door.
Wow.
Wow.
But one thing that happened that most people don't understand is that you all shut them down.
Amen.
Amen.
You all shut them down. When you told them that we're not going to answer your question, we voted who we wanted to vote for, I did what I wanted to do, get out of my yard.
Woo, there it is.
We don't have to be afraid no longer.
All right. Amen.
It's so much I could go on, but I'm going to
Tell the story.
Jesus.
I'm going to yield. But there were so many fallacies. And I hope and pray that we all learn a lesson from this.
Yes.
That we're not going to let anybody come in our community and disrespect our people. These were the leading citizens of our community that they went after.
Amen.
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 If the head falls, the body, you kill the head, the body gonna die. But see, they didn't know Nancy Denner. And Olivia. And Diane. Miss Sharpman.
That's right.
And they didn't know.
They didn't know.
But I knew from the beginning, that they were innocent from the start. I don't know about you, but I grew up in the 50s. I was born in 1952. Amen.
Amen.
And I know the tactics of the other man. They'll do anything to win.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
But I want to say to you and to all of the people who prayed and supported the Quitman team. I know some of you wanted to be there, but you had to work. I know some of you could have been there, but you chose not to. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for just putting them up before God.
Amen.
And allowing God to use them. Whether you know it or not, God used them.
Yes. Yes, he did.
There was a gentleman that called me from San Francisco, and he said, "What in the world are y'all doing out there?" He got on our organization, the NAACP, because they didn't come here. I'm angry because the president of the NAACP didn't show his face.
Tell it.
And I'm angry.
Tell it.
Now he's writing all kind of articles. Want the Quitman 10+2 to come up there and talk. Where was he when they needed him the most? That's a little bit of the history, and I'm going to close with this. The Get Out the Vote campaign of the Quitman 10 plus those who helped were the most brilliant campaign I have seen in my life. People voted who had never voted before in their life.
Amen.
People who couldn't make it to the polls. And they got beat at their own game.
Come on, man. That's right.
Amen.
Amen.
It was a brilliant campaign. It was well planned, well organized. And many other communities are looking at what the Quitman 10+2 did. And they are doing the same thing in their communities.
Of course.
So we say Quitman 10+2, don't stop doing what you're doing.
Right now.
We're fast getting a new council. I told one of the white gentlemen that he was wondering how did the mayor get beat. And I told him that everybody who touched the Quitman 10, we
Look out!
going after.
Look out! There it is!
I don't know about y'all, but you ain't gonna mess mess with no.
This is the Get to Free Press, and we report what others ignore. This is your First Amendment right to know without whiteouts from a controlled news media whiteout network. And we are located in Valdosta, Georgia, and we are here to inform, educate, and persuade if necessary. Always keep that in mind. Moreover, I want to say to you that as a community, state, nation, and world, we are not who we claim to be, but who we prove ourselves to be over a given period of time. And if we are a liar, time will tell. And if we are a racist or a hater, time will tell. And our righteous and holy God already know. So you are only fooling yourselves. Again, the Ghetto Free Press. I'm George Foster Rice. This is the Get to Free Press, and we report what others ignore. This is your First Amendment right to know without whiteouts from a controlled news media whiteout network. And we are located in Valdosta, Georgia, and we are here to inform, educate, and persuade if necessary. Always keep that in mind. Moreover, I want to say to you that as a community, state, nation, and world, we are not who we claim to be, but who we prove ourselves to be over a given period of time. And if we are a liar, time will tell. And if we are a racist or a hater, time will tell. And our righteous and holy God already know. So you are only fooling yourselves. Again, the Ghetto Free Press. I'm George Foster Rice.